For almost a century, the Eastern Telegraph Company, and then Cable and Wireless, issued an in-house magazine called the Zodiac. It was full of company news, postings, cable ship movements, poetry, cartoons, photographs, travel writing, and stories from and of cable staff. Some were informative, some were witty, some were a little heartbreaking, and some were definitely not politically correct. Hundreds of these magazines have found their way into the museum archive. So, as part of a series, we will dip into these tales from the Zodiac. Today, in this short tale, we go a little festive.
Ho, ho, ho!
On a warm summer's day in December, 60 to 70 children found themselves on the deck of a cable ship. The cable ship was the 1,525-ton Britannia, the first ship designed and built by Telcon as an actual cable ship, and now belonging to the Eastern Telegraph Company. Its commander was Captain Lear, and the warm day in December was spent in Table Bay, Cape Town. It was Christmas. Crossing the waters of Table Bay was Father Christmas, in a rowing boat. This struck a few observant guests as being a little out of the ordinary, and the question of why he wasn't flying through the air was brought up. It was a question that vexed some of the children, who, as a group, interrogated one of the more elderly guests. Surely, they asked, Father Christmas should be coming down a chimney. By all accounts, the elderly gentleman thus interrogated was a little stumped as to how to adequately answer this most serious of questions. But after a few moments, he told them Father Christmas, a busy fellow at this time of year, had become too weary to fly, and so, once he had completed his chimney hopping, he had settled down to sleep in his own ship. This ship had then set off on a 6,000-mile voyage towards Cape Town, arriving within hours. Once the ship was off the breakwater, Father Christmas woke up and got into his rowing boat and pulled towards the Britannia, arriving at 3 o'clock as scheduled. The children cheered as Father Christmas, who must have been sweating bucket loads in the heat, came aboard and was greeted by Captain Lear. A Christmas tree had been erected on deck and decorated by Mrs. Lear, and the canvas screen screening it from the inquisitive eye was opened out to reveal the tree. The tree stood on a dais, with a chair, and Father Christmas went up and sat down. Gifts were handed out, and then the children sat down for tea and cake, whilst musicians played from the forecastle. The entertainments continued with tricks from an Indian fakir, and group photographs were taken, and afterwards all agreed enthusiastically that the afternoon had been a lovely time.
Ho, ho, ho!